Hello everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast. Today we will talk about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs changed the world of technology. He created the iPhone, the iPad, and many other products. Let's learn about his amazing life. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in California. His biological parents could not keep him, so he was adopted. His adoptive parents were Paul and Clara Jobs. They were not rich, but they loved Steve very much. Steve's father taught him important lessons. Paul worked as a mechanic. He showed Steve how to build things. He taught Steve about design. Paul said, even the back of a fence should look good. Even if nobody sees it, make it perfect. This lesson stayed with Steve his whole life. Steve was very smart, but school was boring for him. In high school, he met Steve Wozniak. Everyone called him Woz. Woz loved computers and electronics. They became best friends. They both loved technology. After high school, Steve went to college, but he dropped out after 6 months. College was too expensive. His parents were spending all their money. Steve felt bad about this. But he didn't leave completely. He stayed near the campus and took classes he liked. He took a calligraphy class. Calligraphy is the art of beautiful writing. 10 years later, this helped him create beautiful fonts for computers. In 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started Apple in a garage. They built the first Apple computer. Steve Wozniak made it work. Steve Jobs was good at selling it. Their first big sale was 50 computers to a local store. Then they made the Apple II. It was much better. It had colors and was easy to use. The Apple II became very successful. Steve Jobs became a millionaire before age 25. In 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh. The Mac was revolutionary. It had a mouse and icons. You could click. Before this, people had to type commands. The Mac made computers easy for everyone. But then something terrible happened. In 1985, Steve Jobs was fired from Apple. He was fired from his own company. He was only 30 years old. This was the worst time in his life. But Steve didn't give up. He started a new company called Next. He also bought Pixar, an animation company. Pixar made Toy Story, the first fully computer-animated movie. Toy Story was a huge success. Meanwhile, Apple was failing. The company was losing money. In 1997, Apple brought Steve back as CEO. People asked, can Steve save Apple? Steve made big changes. He focused on making a few great products. In 1998, Apple launched the iMac. It was colorful and beautiful. The iMac saved Apple. In 2001, Apple launched the iPod. The iPod could hold 1,000 songs in your pocket. Everyone wanted one. The iPod became incredibly popular. Then in 2007, Steve announced the iPhone. The iPhone combined a phone, a music player, and the internet. It had a touch screen. No buttons, just touch. The iPhone changed everything. Today, billions of people use smartphones because of the iPhone. In 2010, Apple launched the iPad. People said nobody needs a tablet computer. But Steve believed in it. Millions of people bought iPads. Apple became the most valuable company in the world. But in 2003, Steve got cancer. He kept working, but his health got worse. On October 5, 2011, Steve Jobs died. He was only 56 years old. The whole world was sad. What can we learn from Steve Jobs? First, follow your passion. Steve loved technology and design. He said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do." Second, believe in simplicity. Steve made complex technology simple to use. Less is more. Third, never accept good enough. Always want excellence. Steve wanted his products to be perfect. Fourth, learn from failure. When Apple fired Steve, he didn't give up. He learned and came back stronger. Fifth, believe in innovation. Steve didn't just make products. He invented new categories. He saw the future before others did. Sixth, connect technology and art. Steve studied calligraphy. He believed technology should be beautiful, not just functional. Steve Jobs was not perfect. Some people said he was too demanding, but everyone agreed he was a genius. Steve changed our world. Before Apple, computers were ugly and difficult. Steve made them beautiful and easy. Before the iPhone, phones were just for calling. Steve created the smartphone revolution. Steve once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." This means follow your own dreams. Be yourself. Do what you love. He also said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." This means always keep learning. Always try new things. Don't be afraid to take risks. Steve Jobs lived only 56 years, but he changed the world. He showed us that one person with a vision can change everything. Thank you for listening to English Podcast. I hope Steve's story inspires you to follow your passion and create something amazing. Please subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment and tell us which famous person you want to learn about next. Remember to practice your English every day. Keep learning, keep dreaming, and never give up. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.